Well, good day, tubes. We're back working on the 7,000 watt Makita generator. Finally, my parts came in. This is a shot of the old parts, and the parts that I think are worn would be the valve springs, the keepers. The exhaust keeper has a little rotator on it, right there. The head gasket. The push rods were bent in an arc. I straightened them just to see. And the exhaust valve seat, or I don't know what that's called, but the spring sits on it like that on the exhaust side. Probably because it rotates, eh? So this is the new stuff. Here's the springs, exhaust keeper and rotator, and that seat, or whatever you want to call that. Intake keeper, push rods, and what do you call this? You can see it in there. Push rod guide plate. So the only real difference right now is the push rods are thicker, as you can see right there, and they have one end has about an inch and a quarter of fatter material. And I can't find anywhere where that is up or down, inside the motor or by the guide plate. Alright, tubes, we're going to start assembling the valve train on this little motor. Or in my case, it's a big motor. So we're going to start with the exhaust valve rotating protection thing. The valves are in. They just install from the other side. And you can't get them mixed up because the exhaust valve is smaller than the intake valve, and they've been lapped. So now we have the base on there. We're going to install the valve spring and the keeper. I know what I'm going to do here. I just need to get that valve up a little bit. I wonder if I've got something like a rag, or even just to hold that up down there. There we go. Okay, so now can you see that? I'm just gonna, like that. That's how simple that is. And now the exhaust valve rotator goes on there, like that. The intake does not have anything quite so sophisticated. This is the new valve, this is the old valve, and there is a slight difference in height. And if you push down on them, this one has just a bit more strength. So let's just put that on there like that. I'm going to get our keeper. We'll move that rag over to the intake side. And I don't know if, can you see that real good? Just get you right over that. Now I know the purists are probably going to say something, but I'm a backyard engine mechanic. Self-taught. There, see? There, valve's installed. That's simple. Oh, oh yes, and watch when you're waving stuff around, you don't lose it. Okay, so I think the next thing we have to install is the new push rod guide. And it's going to go on like that. Ooh. Just like that. So we have to take these off to get the old broken clips out. You see right there, the old one broke off like that. Snap! Alright. I had these loosened off before, and I did not, whoops, I did not see any, keep them left and right, I did not see any torque values on these. So I guess a good old guess is going to have to do. There's no washers, or as a backyard guy would say, bugger all to help you out here. Okay, we're already starting to get down there on parts. Lots of empty little bags over there already. So all we've got left now is 2 push rods and a head gasket. Okay, we're going to do the final assembly on this head. So what I did was I cleaned up all of the head bolts. I haven't gotten them confused as to where they came from. And I have just manually by hand threaded each thread bolt into its respective spot. Just a second. One hand again, right? It's hard to do by one hand. Just to make sure that they all fit and they're not going to be false torque. So I've done all of those 4. And now it's time to install the head. So let's do this. Head gasket. Now I'm not using any special sprays or anything like that. Just a tiny bit of brake cleaner on the final assembly, just to make sure that we're clean here and on the inside of the head. It's been sitting around for a month. Okay, so here we go. It's exciting. So the head will go on to the keepers or guides. I got a keeper on the brain. So right there, the head should sit on those pins that you see right there. There. Like that. Now we'll install the head bolts as per. The 2 bottom ones, the 2 top ones, and I believe those are probably a 14mm. Yes. .300 inch-pounds or 25 foot-pounds. I'm going to do this in a crisscross pattern. This is my big torque wrench. So first I'm going to go less than 25 foot-pounds for the first round. You guys are laughing at me probably. Now we're going to move it up. Do it in 3 stages. Okay. And I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, here's my dilemma. Nowhere on any of the documentation can I find which way these push rods go in. You'll see the intake one here. It has a fatter end, and the whole thing is fatter than the old one. So it can go in this way, which it fits pretty good, and a little bit of slack to the pushrod retainer, or it can go backwards this way, but really that might block oil. So my guess is to prevent deflection, this is it. So now I'm going to install the rocker arms. And I hope that you can see, maybe. So the intake one. And here they go on, right? Right now the piston's at top dead center, so that'll get us close. And the exhaust. I'm just going to rotate the engine a little bit. Finished with the exhaust. Should be right in there. Rotate the engine a little bit. That's looking real good. See that? Nothing feels broken. So now it's a matter of setting the valve lash. Get the retainer nut. Alright guys, I just looked it up. I'll put that link on the video. The GX390 is 6 thousandths on the intake and 8 thousandths on the exhaust at top dead center. That's close. Just seems, look at how loose that is, guys. But anyway, we'll do the horizontal exhaust. Are you with me? Yep. 7, 8. Oh yeah. A little loose, I think. So that's all. Bar right there, right? Okay. Okay guys, I have a nice brand new BPR 5ES spark plug gapped at 29 thousandths. The book says 28 to 31. Stick that in and tighten it up nice. Okay, now it should have some compression. So when I turn it over, it should kick back. See that? That's old school for checking compression on a small engine. Okay, I'm going to leave the valve cover off for just now and we're going to reassemble this bad boy.